WW7 Charlie November Alpha, is this frequency in use? Charlie November Alpha. Not sure if there was a station trying to come through or not. It was barely even making it in. KK7CNA. This is K9PQ. The frequency is not in use right at this moment, but our net is going to start at 8 p.m. in about a couple of minutes. K9PQ. K9PQ, thanks for the heads up. I do appreciate it. I wasn't aware that there was a net on at 8 o'clock on this frequency, but I will make note of it. Thanks again. I appreciate it. Have a 73, and this is KK7CNA going clear. Clear, waiting for the net. KK7CNA, we're happy to have visitors. This is an amateur television net, ATV net, and if you feel like sticking around, you're welcome. K9PQ, clear and waiting for net. Very much for the invite, I do appreciate it. I'm conducting a test with a local group of mine. Just testing out some frequencies, so thank you though. Y'all have a good night, and I yield the channel back to the net. KK7CNA going clear. This is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society net on the 08 machine. I'm Dave, KD7CYM. The Western Washington Amateur Television Society is a group of amateur radio enthusiasts that get together with fast-scan television for a net on Wednesdays and Saturdays between 8 and 9 o'clock. We utilize WW7ATS repeater, the 08 machine, 147.08 for our audio communications. Our net for video, we transmit on 70 centimeters. It's a crossband repeater on Cougar Mountain, and it transmits out at 1.2 gigahertz. So with that, I'll say that we also have streaming of our nets that are held on Google. All you need to do is text WW7ATS, that's Google WW7ATS,
WW7ATS. That'll take you to our homepage. There you'll find a link to our streaming and also see a little bit of the frequencies that we operate on and a little bit about the club. So with that, I'm going to pause in case anybody has an emergency traffic or needs to make a contact before the net gets fully underway.
WW7N connected N7KC.
On again, this is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society Net. I'm Dave, KD7CYM. So far, signed in via video link for the net is Ron, KD7QKU, Lee, N7KC, Bob, K9PQ, Richard, K7ITX, Jim, N7QO, James, WU7N, and myself, Dave, KD7CYM. If there's anybody else who would like to check into the net.
He needs to mute their computer so there's no feedback. Mute your computer, because Richard can't do it.
Start off with Ron, KD7QKU.
Thank you very much, Dave, KD7ZYM in the group. Nice to see everyone again. This is Ron, I'm in Tacoma. So let's see, I'm trying to think. The big news here is I put fire sticks in all of our TV sets, and I'm going to get rid of dish. So we're going to I made little antennas to put on each TV set, and we can get the local television stations. A couple of the sets I get 65 stations, and the others I get 45 or 50. So that's enough. We'll save about $125 a month when we get rid of dish. So that'll be nice. And the other thing I did is I changed my cell phone service at T-Mobile, and we had Verizon. So we're going to save about $50 a month there, so that'll be good. So let's see. And I got a new cell phone. I got an iPhone SE, which is it looks just like the 7, except it has a processor in it of iPhone 13. Somebody has their computer mic on, and there's a lot of feedback. So if you could all turn your computer mics off, so there wouldn't be so much feedback. Thank you. So that's about it over here. KD7QKU, back to that.
Dave, man, you need to mute your Zoom.
I'm muted. Thank you. Let's go on down to Lee, N7KC.
Very good there. I got the green light so I can go. Well, good evening to the crew tonight. I see Jim in Covington and Ron and Dave. Don't know where Richard is. And James, I noticed, showed up first on Echo Link. And Bob, I've heard Bob a little bit, but I haven't seen him yet. I don't know if he's going to get the video tonight. Anyway, good evening to all of you. Well, goodness sakes, what a stretch of weather we're having here. Wow. Tomorrow I've got my shed, I'm still working on the shed. Not as hard as I was at one time, but tomorrow I think I'm going to probably get the siding on the north side of it. And then I just have to do a door. And I have the stuff to do the door. I just have to fabricate it. I bought stainless steel hinges and latch assembly. Oh my, they're proud of that. The hardware for the door, $100. But it's really, really nice, and it'll never rust or anything, so I like that part of it. Anyway, going to have to rain one of these days. The river is 250 cubic feet. We're in stage 3. Nothing has changed there, so everybody's being real careful with the water use and all that sort of thing. So I'm curious about how Ron, he's getting rid of his dish, but I'm wondering who's his internet service provider? Where's he getting that stuff? Anyway, I know the dish comes from satellites, but I don't know how he's getting his internet. So I'm curious. So with that, I don't have anything else, Dave. I'll send her back to you. It's 7KC, Leah Port Angeles.
Bob, G9PQ.
Okay, hi Dave. I didn't realize I was next. That's why I asked for the break. My IP has changed, which means I cannot reach the streaming controller. I wonder if James, WW7N, would be able to do that, or anyone else on the net. I don't know who else has access to the controller, but I do not tonight, so I'm locked out of that. I see James shaking his head. Is there anyone that can get to the controller page? A lot of blank looks and shaking heads. Okay, well, I'm not going to try and get my video going right now. I'll do that next time around. I'll get on Zoom and do it the way you guys do through Zoom. So I'll send it back to them. K9PQ.
Let's go to Richard, K7ITX, if he's available. No response from Richard, K7ITX. Let's go to Jim, N7QO.
N7QO, thank you, Dave. Good evening, everyone. Yeah, cool picture there, Bob. Well, let's see. Lee, sounds like your shed is going to be done before winter. That sounds like a good thing. And stainless steel, yeah, you're right, they're proud of stuff. Nowadays, I'll tell you what, everything is, oh my God, expensive. It's just incredible. I have friends waiting for parts on things that need to be fixed, and it's just incredible. I have a friend waiting on some parts for his brakes. It's going to be 6 weeks. I have another friend waiting on a part for his fuel tank. They said 17 weeks. I don't know if they're going to get it to him on time, or if they're going to wait for COVID to be over in China or something. I don't know what's going on, but it's driving a whole bunch of us crazy. But at least you got the stainless steel parts out of the... I have a warning, my internet connection is unstable. Oh well, it's been up and down today a little bit. But anyway, yeah, getting stuff at the hardware store, stainless steel, way to go. It'll last you for the duration. And let's see, I don't know, stage 3 still in PA. I don't know, I was thinking about maybe moving there, but that's kind of a strike against it, sorry. I don't know, this is crazy what's going on, and this whole world is just crazy. I would not have expected we have trouble anywhere here in the Pacific Northwest, but obviously I'm wrong about that. Back to you, Dave, N7QO.
N7QO, and it's time for ID again on the 08 machine. I'm Dave, KD7CYM, and this is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society net. Let's go on down to James, WU7N. Well, anyway, I would have to second that on the strange rain phenomenon. Today I walked out late afternoon just to go get my mail, and I looked over at the trees, and this is late afternoon, it's really warm out. It looks like there's fog. I mean, the trees closest to my home had this smoggy mist hanging around. And I noticed it immediately. It was affecting my throat, my eyes. I mean, it's a little bit like being downwind from the demonstration. Well, anyway, congratulations, Ron, on getting all the fire sticks in, and also wondering how Sling is working out for you. It sounds like you've got a shed project that has advanced forwardly. Good job on that. My neighbor across the street, I've been helping him with a rather intense plumbing project. And I'm not a plumber, but I've been trying to offer moral support and tools when appropriate. But apparently he managed to pretty much do it himself, and that was a line between the meter and the house that was broken. So anyway, it was good to get that completed. I didn't realize how long he was out without water. He sent me a text today thanking me for the use of the water out of the hose on the side of my house for the last month. I didn't realize it had been that long. Anyway, so that's just good that that got done. So, hoping for rain here. It sure would be nice to have some clean out the air, but I don't see the forecast for next week. So this is James, WW7ATS. Let me turn it back to Dave, WW7CYM. WU7N, James, thanks for that. This is Dave, KD7CYM in Lake City. It's 64 degrees and smoky outside. Well, I got up today and I was going to go to the mailbox, opened the door on my front porch, stepped about 2 feet out, inhaled and said, well, so much for that idea. Went back into the house. I had planned on doing a little yard work, but I curtailed that, got it out of the way. Well, with all of this stuff coming in late that you're trying to order parts and stuff for some of us senior citizens, I guess that will be a lifetime event for guarantees once this stuff comes back in. So, anyway, there is a plus to think about in this market. And that's about pretty much all I've got to say from here in Lake City. Again, this is Dave, KD7CYM. So let's go up to Ron, KD7QKU.
Thank you so much, Dave. KD7QKU here. Well, Lee, you asked me about internet service. We have Comcast, and I have the slowest Comcast we can get, which I think is about 20 megabits or whatever it is. And today it was supporting 3 TV sets that was running in the Fire Stick, and we were watching the World Series on them. I don't know if it would support 3 different movies on 3 different sets, but find out someday, I guess. So anyway, I'm glad to hear that you're getting your shed completed, and I agree with you guys. I suppose stainless steel hinges. I don't know if you had to get just 2, I would imagine, but maybe 3. And James asked how the Sling. I did download Sling, and I got it for half price, $25 for the month. And yeah, it's working good. That's where we're watching the World Series. So let's see. My brother-in-law, was in the hospital. He went in, I think, Wednesday, and they did an oblation where they go up your groin, I guess, and through your heart, and then they try to, I guess, block the nerve that causes your heart to beat. So I guess they were pretty successful. They were a little bit worried that they might have to put a pacemaker in him, but he stayed in the hospital. He was only going to be in there 4 hours after the surgery, but because his heart wasn't working quite right, they kept him. Then they take him in and they shocked him. They shocked his heart so it'd start over again. And then it got down to, normal, 50, 55, 60 beats at rest. So they wanted him to stay in the hospital for another day to make sure that it was going to stay there, and it did. It stayed there just fine. So they said he didn't need a pacemaker, so they sent him home. So I talked to him last night. I didn't talk to him today. Talked to him after he got home. He was
saying the worst thing that happened to him is that they had to catheterize him. It had taken 5 attempts. And the first time the catheter was too big. And he said he had to pee really bad, but finally they got it in and emptied his bladder. He said that was a relief. He said that was almost the worst thing that happened to him. Right, back to that, 87 QKU.
Lee, M7KC in Port Angeles.
WW7N.
Okay, here we go once again. With a small group like this, it really rolls around, doesn't it? Jim, you love it in PA. This is a cool place. It's really a lot of fun here. There's so much to do. And, they got rid of the dams. And I had just imagined that they never had this kind of a water problem before. Everything seems normal here. You're not hearing me? Nobody. Okay, I'll try it again. Okay. All right, very good. Well, I had to just stop the echo link and start it again. But I had a mic indication here that everything was working. Well, anyway, I just want to tell Jim that there's so much to do here in PA. It's really a lot of fun. It's a great place to live, and I know you'd enjoy it. But the lowest the river had ever been was 266 cubic feet per second, and that was back in 1986 or something. Well, they had the dams, they had all this stuff to control the flow, and the river still was low back then. So, I mean, they did not. We're below that now. We're 250 cubic feet per second today, so that's lower than the 266. I think that was a record low. I wanted to report to you guys that I sent in the annual report today to the Secretary of State. This year it cost me $20. It has been $10, and I could do it with a credit card, but today I had to write a check. The law changed at the first of this year, and the nonprofit corporations at the moment cannot do online filing. So you have to go there and find out the proper form to use. I'm pretty sure I got the right one. And I found you can download that. Okay, Dave, I think you might as well go ahead. I must have a problem of some kind. Okay. I'll be done. Well, my phone is showing me that the microphone is working. You know, I see everything seems to be fine. And I'm hearing somebody's computer, maybe James or Bob, I don't know. Anyway, okay, very good. We'll take it back to you. This is M7KC Lee in Port Angeles. But come on over, James, or Jim.
M7KC, thanks for that. Well, let's go to Bob, K9PQ. He showed us his big blue screen. What a massive device that is. So let's go to Bob, K9PQ.
Oh, hello. Even though you can only see me on Zoom, it's nice to see everybody. Let me change my glasses here a second. Computer glasses are the regular glasses. So yeah, I briefly showed the green screen that I installed, which is what I'm standing in front of right now. So as I get more used to this and do a few more things, I will be able to do
share on Zoom the current air quality, and it is unhealthy for everybody, except over by Lee. That's another good reason to go where Lee is. Just a second. There you go. Sorry for that short delay. So you can see all the red dots everywhere means unhealthy for everybody. Orange is unhealthy for sensitive groups. And actually, I'm not showing it over to Port Angeles, but let me just slide it over. That's the furthest west I've seen the unhealthy air get to. It looks like it's almost to Squim or somewhere getting close to Squim. And Port Angeles doesn't have, as I'm seeing it, Port Angeles doesn't have sensors right in town, but there are the green sensors there to the east of it. So it looks like it hasn't reached you. Lee, I'd be curious if you smell any, but I doubt you do. The rest of us have no problem smelling the smoke. It's everywhere and it's bad. Okay, I'll send it back to that. K9, thank you.
K9PQ, thanks for that and showing us those wonderful graphics. And we'll get an ID here again. This is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society, net on the 08 machine. I'm Dave, KD7CYM. So let's go to Jim, N7QO in Covington.
N7QO, thank you, Dave. Well, yeah, Jim, it has been smoky here most of the day as well. It's better now than it was earlier. Dave, I too was contemplating some outdoor work today, but I took one breath and said, yeah, no. So much for that. But anyway, Ron, brother-in-law, ablation. Wow, glad he's doing okay. The catheterization, that's pretty undesirable. Let's see, Bob, you were saying something about limiting medical talk. Hey, we're a bunch of old guys here. What can we say? And let's see. Jim, poor quality on the 1.2 gigahertz downlink. Yes, I concur with that. Mine is blanking on and off just a tiny bit now, and I have significantly more snow than usual. But I can tell that that's both of Dick's pictures on the 1.2. I don't see any sign of Dick, but I can see his room and his ID on the other half there. Let's see. One thing interesting is I was coming out to the shack here tonight, going down in my bunker. I opened the door to go outside. Man, it's warmer outside than it is in my house. Now, all day long, neither the heat nor the air was running in my house. That probably helped prevent any smoke from circulating. But here in the shack, it's 59 degrees here in the shack. So I turned on the furnace here for a little bit. Might be a chilly winter or something, I don't know. Anyway, back to you, Dave, N7QO.
7QO, let's go to James in Bellevue, WU7N.
Okay, well, thank you, Dave. And yeah, just a signal report. I popped in the digital comments. The signal off the mountain at 1.2 gigahertz, I'd say it varies between, 4 and then 2. It kind of comes and goes. I mean, it almost cleans up. There's more snow on it, a couple horizontal lines across it. It's not a very good quality picture. And today's
question, no, I can't control visual output. So right now I see on the 1.2, well, probably the same thing you're seeing out on the YouTube feed, the K7ATS, and then there's a picture to the right, but I can't quite make out what that is. Bob, your green screen's looking good tonight. There was a comment in the comments asking for details on that, so I go, so let's defer that one. Still in Lee there. As I said, I'm hoping for rain, and I guess the 1.2 is getting affected by particulates in the air, smoke. Bob, good picture, good graphics. It's good to know that we're not at the very unhealthy stage just yet. That's good. I think tomorrow there's a couple things I really wanted to do outside, including wash my cars so that my paint doesn't completely erode off of them. I guess the smoke, when it gets wet, when it forms on your car and it gets wet, it gets very acidic. So I'm going to wash my cars tomorrow, but I may have to put on my twin can respirator to go do it, assuming my eyes can hold up. So, well, anyway, that's it for here in Bellevue. Smoky and calm, but I was looking at the weather forecast. It looks like there might be a little bit of a breeze towards the end of the weekend, so maybe it'll blow some of it away. So with that, let me turn it back to net control for the Western Washington Amateur Television Society. Dave, 87ZYM.
This is KD7ZYM in Lake City. I was thinking about washing the car. That was one of the projects I had in mind today, and I decided to jettison that. However, the weather forecast did say about Tuesday or Wednesday we should get this wind to blow this smoke away, and it still will be warm out, so I'm going to try and do that. Just get it washed in time for the rain coming up on Friday. I mean, what else can you ask for? Getting your car all shiny and then have rain come in the next day or two. So anyway, sort of be a rain dance. And let's see again, this is Dave, KD7ZYM in Lake City. Inside the shack upstairs I've got 70 degrees compared to the 64 degrees outside. So the heat is, penetrates the roof pretty good in the second story of the building that I'm in. So anyway, a little warmth there. And that's pretty much it. This is Dave, KD7ZYM, so I'll send it back to Ron, KD7QKU, with all of his TV devices.
Okay, thanks Dave, KD7QKU here. Well, Bob, when you were showing those red dots, you didn't show Tacoma. I was just wondering how our air was. We've been pretty good up till today. Today was a little bit smoky, but I'm sure it's not nearly as bad as it was for the rest of it. We must get a little air off of the area scattered up. So, yeah, I see about where I am. So, anyway, yeah, no red over here too. So I guess it's unhealthy here. But like I say, today was probably the most smoke I'd ever seen. Most of the time it's pretty nice. So, another thing that happened to me this morning, I was listening to the net up north. I turned it on at 7:45, listening to those guys up there in Lyman Hill. And I'd taken off my glasses and laid them down on the table, and my lens fell out. My right lens fell out. And so I looked around till I got up and brushed my clothes off and looked on the floor. I couldn't see any screw. And lo and behold, the screw was on the table. I found it a little bit later. I mean, a little bitty tiny screw. So I had to go get my old glasses and put them on so I could see what I was doing. And then I taken them in the bathroom where the light's good, and I went and got my small screwdrivers, and I was able to put the screw back in the glasses. But I noticed that when I had my old glasses on, I actually thought I could almost see better, especially in the distance. So I'm just wearing my old glasses now, and I put my newer ones in that case and put them in the drawer. So I don't know what the deal's going on, but I think my old glasses, whatever it is, I see better in the distance. I think the magnification is about the same. So anyway, that's
turned it on this afternoon, I think. So we were sitting out there in the living room. When Joanne's friend died, we got this 40-inch screen TV. First I put it under the bed, and then I got it out a couple weeks later, and I set it up in the living room in front of the fireplace. And that's where it's setting. So when I put the Fire Stick in it, well, then it will work fine. So we have it working. And then I made a little wire antenna for it, and it'll get 65 stations, so will the one in the kitchen. So the ones on the east side of the house get more stations than the ones here on the west or in this room, which is kind of in the middle of the house. I expected this room to be bad, but I forget how many. I got like 41 stations in here, I think, which was amazing, I thought, because I'm just using a little wire that's 14 inches. I just take a piece of, TV coax, and I just stripped it about 14 inches, and that's the antenna that's sticking up. And I'm getting all the TV signals on it, so it worked out pretty good. All right, back to net, KD7QKM.
7QKU, Ron, thanks for that. And we'll get an ID here. And again, this is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society net on the 08 machine. I'm Dave, KD7ZYM. I'll pause for a second in case there's anybody else who would like to join the net. Now, let's go to Port Angeles to Lee in 7KC.
Okay, we'll give it another shot here. Testing 1, 2, 3. Okay. Well, very good. Well, okay. Our air quality index is 44. So we're in the green here. There are two sensors here in town. One of them is at the fire station, and it seems to be the most reliable. It's up almost all the time. There's another one a little further south up the hill that isn't there all the time. Surprised it didn't show up on your map. That's a little surprising. Oh boy, that is a dandy green screen. That is really bad. Just excellent. The thing I bought is a joke. It's just simply a joke, and I wish I hadn't have done it. But I did, kicking myself. But I've got this crazy thing that wrinkled and all that, and you cannot light it uniformly where it doesn't have shiny spots show up and stuff. It's just no good. So do not buy the kind that fit on the back of your chair. It's a waste of money. Unless you're a lot luckier than I am. I don't see anything else here for me to comment on at the moment. So I'm going to send it back to Dave. This is 7KC, Lee in Port Angeles. Go ahead, Dave.
KC, let's go to Mr. Green Screen. Bob, K9PQ.
There's one more thing that allows me to do that, and that is the removable head from my mobile UHF VHF rig. It allows me to stand over here when the rig is way over there. So that's been helpful. I can't use an HD here. I wouldn't get in if I used an HD. Again, I'd need to switch glasses. And I don't know if anyone's mentioned it yet. I may have missed it because I've been busy playing around with all kinds of stuff here. But tonight the Mariners lost and got kicked out of the playoffs. But it was a heck of a game. It was 18 innings.
that it will, even if there are variations in the green screen, it will still work, but it won't spill over into making me look like I'm in the background as well. Let me break. Your purchase, I've been there, done that many times, so I wouldn't feel bad. You gotta try things sometimes and see if they work. This was one, I'm, as often with myself, I put projects on, which I did this long time ago about this. When I gave Lee the information about buying it, I realized I bought it February of last year, so it's been over a year and a half just sitting. But it's nice to have it up and working, and I'm looking forward to doing a lot more with it. Okay, I'll send it back, K9PQ.
Thanks for that. Let's go to Jim, N7QO.
N7QO, thank you, Dave. Well, yeah, I'll bet the past year or so, green screens have been flying off the shelves. So many people doing things on Zoom. My wife has certainly had a number of Zoom meetings, especially compared to me. And we're both retired too. It's just incredible. But that helped things a lot. I was talking to someone who was saying that a whole bunch of people don't seem to want to return to work now. They've gotten accustomed to working from home and would like to continue doing so. So some employers are amenable to that and others are not. I don't know, good luck to everyone out there. I do think that this pandemic may have changed everyone's work environment, at least to some extent, for a long period of time. Probably for the good, but I don't know. Some businesses may have gone and closed their doors because of this pandemic. Hope they recover okay. I don't know. Lee, the Echo Link has been a little bit intermittent for some reason. It's probably like 90% there, but every now and then it just kicks off for some reason, and then it comes back after several seconds, maybe 3 or 4 seconds, something like that. Just long enough for us to indicate that we can't hear anything, and then you're back. Probably not much you can do on your end. I don't know. I get warnings here that my internet is unstable, and it has been up and down a little bit today for me as well. But I don't think it's me, because I'm not the only one who's not getting a solid copy on Echo Link tonight. But just FYI. KD7ZYM and 7QO.
Let's go to James, WU7N in Bellevue.
Okay. Well, Echo Link also has quite a bit of lag tonight on it, and I've never actually heard it with so much lag. I don't know what it is, but it's measured in seconds. On the radio, and then I hear you again in my headset. By the way, this headset was a whopping $5. I mean, they're just out of control on price right now. I think I got it at grocery outlet. But I got my money's worth, because if there's any background noise, like if you crumple a piece of paper, the microphone kicks in and the hearing kicks out. So like, for example, if you're listening to someone in a phone call and you turn the water on in the sink, the running water noise messes up the headset. So I guess that's what I paid my $5 of engineering for. I just can't believe that there's a difference between the $5 one and the $125 microphone setup. Anyway, here's news everyone can use. I read today that Generation X, or anyway, some younger people than most people on right now are listening probably, consider a thumbs up emoji to be potentially offensive. So that's the little cartoon emoji like on the phone thing. Yeah, now, okay, throughout the Middle East, showing the bottom of your shoe or doing this can mean same. It kind of depends on the context. But it's interesting that, I don't know, I don't know, Jim, if you ever flown in Iran. I wonder if you say that with a happy face to the guy, the line guy, what's that mean? I don't know. Is that oh wait, he's speaking some English, so that's okay. That means good. That's not what it means in the Persian culture. Anyway, but that's the first I've ever read about the little cartoon emoji. So I've decided maybe cartoon emojis aren't a good idea unless I for sure know who I'm texting to. Because, gosh, I never would have figured that one out. Anyway, Bob, thank you for green screen suggestions. Please, thank you for your honest comments on your clip-on green screen. I was going to get one that was just like a giant beep on it, kind of like a Little House on the Prairie kind of thing, see if that works. But if the one that attaches to your chair doesn't work, I don't think the giant hat would work at all. Anyway, well, it's 8:44. This is James, WW7ATS Northeast W. I'll turn it back to Dave, our net control. Take away, Dave.
W7N, this is Dave, KD7CYM in Lake City. I'm out of words at this point. It's been interesting listening to everybody else and wishing Ron's bride there is doing well with her health. That's one thing that we haven't discussed in a few days, so I hope that she's doing well and not going through those dizzy spells that she was experiencing in the past. And let's see, Ron was also saying that he had some ankle problems, so I hope that that's going to be better with a diagnosis and have some improvement with that. So that's about it. And Lee and Smokeless area that he's at is a beautiful thing. So nice clean air in Port Angeles. So it's a good place to breathe up and be there, even though it's a little dry, a lack of water. But outside of that, there is fresh air. I'm curious, over there on the peninsula, the rainforest, how does it survive when it gets this dry? Is there a lot of dry moss over there, or is it still raining that we don't know about? So this is Dave, KD7CYM in Lake City. So let's go up to Ron, KD7QKU.
This is KD7QKU again. Well, James, your little, I guess your microphone and headset is kind of cute. So, $5, that's not bad. So, I talked to Wade, on Wednesday night. I think I mentioned this last time. And he said that he had COVID, and he was out of state, and he was going to go to bed. It was 10 o'clock where he was. So I don't know if he's well and if he's home or not. I didn't text him tonight. But, and I don't know, maybe Bert, is he out on another cruise? He could be, I suppose. We haven't. He was working, I guess, Wednesday night, and he just popped in and said, if I remember correctly. So not much else going. No, my wife was, had a bad episode on Sunday afternoon. I had to take her to the hospital again, emergency room, but they got her blood pressure was 217 when they checked it, and over 102. I don't know what goes on with her. It's just really weird. They couldn't find anything wrong with this. They thought maybe it was her carotid arteries, and they'd scanned them. Over here at the St. Joe Hospital, they had a whatever you call it, a ransomware thing on their computers, and they still aren't back online. It's been almost 2 weeks now, so I don't know. I thought Wade, I texted Wade the first time and asked him if he was working on it, and he said yes, but he couldn't talk about it. So I don't know if he's out of state, working on it or what. But it's a big deal here in Tacoma. My charter, none of that stuff works. So when you go to the hospital, they can't bring up your records or anything. So it's not a good deal. I hope they get that fixed pretty soon. So I guess that's about all I have. I just don't do much anymore. Go anyplace, do anything to talk about. Go to the grocery store, that's about it. Let's see, where did we go today? Well, we didn't go anyplace today.
back to net, KD7QKU.
Let's go on to Lee, 7KC in Dry Port Angeles.
Okay, we'll give her another shot here. In 7KC, Lee in Port Angeles. You know, when Bob stood up in front of his green screen, I thought he was going to do the weather. You know, I was just waiting for him to do the weather. And he didn't. I was kind of disappointed because that's what you always see. Anyway, it would have been cute if you'd have done that. I don't know. There he is. He's listening, I think. Anyway, I don't really have anything else. I'm out of ammunition, so to speak. But anyway, yeah, I'm frankly, to be honest, I'm tired all the time, you know, and whatnot. But you know, I'm having the time of my life. I'm just having a really good time of things right now. So I have no complaints, just none. Place to live, and I'm enjoying the most of it. And Ron, I'm sorry to hear about Joanne having a little problem there. Give her our best. And, you know, careful with that ankle. My gosh, I don't know what to say. So what I will say is I think I'm going to go back to Dave. It's KC, Lee in Port Angeles. Go ahead, Dave.
KC, Lee, thanks for that. Well, let's go to Bob, K9PQ. See what he's got up his sleeves in production.
I have to actually push the push to talk to be able to talk to you guys. Lee, I did play Weatherman a little bit last Wednesday, so you missed that one. But and I realized that one problem is my video controller's way over there. So if I'm standing up here, there's not a lot I can do, but I'm going to play around some more, see what my options are, what things I can do. I can step over, if I get to the point where I can just push a button and change to something else, I'll do that. I can step over and do that. Ron, yeah, give my best to Joanne. I'm really sorry she's still feeling that way. I hope things improve there for her. And, oh yes, the ransomware thing. I mean, that's you know, I hate to be doom and gloom, but there are a few articles I've read where they expect that to just get worse before it gets better, if it ever gets better, because it's the kind of thing where it works. You know, people get away with it. You know, they get people to pay to get their information back, and so you know, it's one of those crimes that pay. There is an interesting little DIY project that a friend of mine did, and I'm trying to duplicate, which is a way to store information locally, basically doing a backup, just like a tape backup, which would also, or a disk backup that you keep offline, except when you're doing the backup. All of that would help prevent the problem with with this. Oops. Something wrong? I thought Dave was signaling me. Yeah, so it's a way to use Amazon's network protocol, so you can go and save files and access the files, but it has to go through an app. So if somebody comes in and ruins all of the, you know, binds up all the files so that you can't access them on all your main drives, everything that's out on this backup isn't touched. So that's one of my many projects I haven't quite got around to yet, but now that some of these other things are done, I'm going to get on that as well. And it'll be a nice, safe way to store files and have them very easily accessible. Now, Dropbox has another great solution. I use Dropbox. Yes, Dropbox, this malware would go in and scramble all your files on your Dropbox
9PQ, let's go to Jim, N7QO.
N7QO, thank you, Dave. Well, yeah, that's pretty bad when a hospital is having problems functioning. I don't know, I would think that they would have some sort of capabilities or provisions for guarding against that or for backing up things, whichever. And it's been going on for several days, so I don't know. I wish luck to Wade or whoever else, who all else is working on that mess. Could be kind of important. There may even be some information there that they need to help Joanne. So I don't know. We'll keep Joanne in our thoughts and prayers there, Ron. And yeah, good luck with your ankle as well. Well, let's see, Ron, you were asking, or no, Jim, you were asking something about different cultures. I have this book entitled Kiss, Bow, or Shake Hands, and different cultures do things a little bit differently. I have seen some cultures where like one crew gets together, they meet another crew, and the guys all start kissing, and I don't know, it's just I give them a wide berth, let's put it that way. Not exactly a culture, but everyone's a little different, so gestures mean different things in different cultures, and we'll probably never know all of the different meanings that are out there. So I don't know, if you give someone a gesture, be ready to duck if it turns out it's something they don't like. You may not mean any offense, but sometimes you can offend people without even realizing it. It's just, I don't know, that's the way life is. Anyway, I thought I'd mention that, Jim. KD7ZYM and 7QO.
7QO, this is KD7ZYM, and ID again, this is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society, net on the 08 machine. So let's go to James, WU7N in Bellevue.
And I think the Morse code lesson is over, but I'm not sure how that factors in. Okay, so, well, my favorite Middle Eastern hand gesture is this. Okay. And you would think it's like, has some kind of evil connotation. Throughout greater Syria and the eastern part of the Mediterranean. But yeah, this is a version of Up Yours, and throughout West Africa, all of Persia, all those places. So that's why I asked Jim if he'd ever flown over there, because if you go like to the wine mechanic, like with a happy face, does he translate that into English, or does he think you're saying Up Yours? I don't know. Well, anyway, we run the gambit of conversations. One question I had for Ron, and since we're getting to the top of the hour here, almost done. Did you get on T-Mobile yet? Are you transferred over, or are you using it? I see a nodded head. Okay, so, and you're saying Up Yours to T-Mobile. Okay, so that's good. Well, with that, I guess I'll turn it back to Dave to close that out. I guess we're almost out of time here. This is James WU7N in Bellevue, in smoky Bellevue. It's a choice between being dehydrated in Port Angeles or tear gas in Bellevue. Take your pick. Take it away.
7N, this is Dave, KD7ZYM in Lake City. I was thinking about computers and stuff and getting hacked. In broadcasting, over 20 years ago, because of the FCC rules, all the TV stations were required to have a backup copy of everything that was on their computers running simultaneously. you're going to chew somebody out in email and you decide to go back and erase it, it ain't going to be gone. There'll always be a copy of it there somewhere on the system. So anyway, maybe that's helped a lot of the TV stations not getting bumped up. But I understand this summer, Cairo got hit pretty hard with a malware system, so it took them about 5 weeks to get things squared away. So I don't know what happened to that FCC rule about having a dual backup going simultaneously all the time. So I really only have about a minute more to go. I can't think I can ramble on much more, but I'd like to thank the owners and operators of the 08 machine, SeaTac Repeater Association, for letting us use WW7STR's repeater 14708 with a tone of 103.5 for our voice transmissions for our nets held on Wednesdays and Saturdays. So on behalf of the Western Washington Amateur Television Society, this is Dave, KD7CYM, terminating the net at 9 o'clock. Good evening all.
Tango Alpha Whiskey listening. Sounds like you've got a lot of interesting things happening with the net tonight.
KC disconnected. WU7N disconnected. Station calling, I heard Whiskey Whiskey. Could you give me the call again, please? This is K9PQ.
Alpha Whiskey.
You need to hold down the key for a while. There's a delay here before it picks up. All I heard was whiskey.
Tango Alpha Whiskey. KI7 Tango Alpha Whiskey. Mark and Rent listening to your reading.
There, I got you. KI7 Tango Alpha Whiskey. Well, good to hear you. And yeah, come back and join our net in the future. Tonight we had some technical problems, but normally you are able to see our video transmissions via YouTube. So you're welcome back anytime. This is K9PQ and I'm clear.
Be interesting to take a look at YouTube and also have the radio on at the same time. Thanks for the invite. What time on Saturday evening?
8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Saturdays and also Wednesdays every week.
To know. Thank you. Tango Alpha Whiskey signing out. Have a good night and a great Sunday.
Good night. K9PQ.
Tango Alpha Whiskey. Mark and Ren. Anyone else out there chatting away this evening? Come back. I'll try a different repeater. Guys, have a good evening.